Run, Mrs. Warren, by Enyo2277. Mrs. Warren pondered over the map, quietly muttering to herself. It had been over an hour since my troop had lost the path. This was the first time in 7 years the Girl Scouts were invited to the camping trail again, since they were trying to make it family-friendly again, which meant Mrs. Warren didn't recognize the new layouts.
"Come on, girls. It should be this way,"
Mrs. Warren squeaked, pointing to her left. We all sigh and stand, following our leader again. Everything seemed quiet out here. No bird songs floating down from above, no twigs snapping underfoot. Even the trees stood still with no wind trying to push them. A few minutes passed before she called for us to stop again.
"Okay, let's do a roll call. Penelope Bartlett?"
"Here," called out a small voice.
"Joy Alvarado?"
"Right here," shouts another, raising her hand.
"Eileen Carson?"
"Yes."
"May Wallace?"
"I'm here," I say, looking around. Something cold going down the back of my hand. Something isn't right.
"Emily Moss?"
Silence.
"Emily?"
The rest of us start to look around. Maybe she's hiding?
"Emily!"
Miss Warren shouts, rushing forwards, pushing branches and foliage aside, yelling at the top of her lungs.
"Emily, where are you? This isn't a game."
The others start to run after her, trying best to keep up. We finally caught up to her, finding her standing very still in the middle of an opening.
"Mrs. Warren, what's wrong?"
asked Joy, slowly walking to her. Joy looks to her, then down at the ground. Her face turns white as she shrieks, stumbling backwards, tripping and landing on her back. Tears start to stream down her face as she continues to shove herself backwards. My feet begin to move, slowly making my way over to Mrs. Warren, trying to crane my neck to see around her. Slowly, the reason for Joy's outburst became clear. A lifeless body lays on the ground, headless, legless, and wearing a Girl Scout's uniform. A puddle of blood had collected underneath, almost like it was creating a dark halo around her. The other girls start to scream and cower together, as far away as possible. I look up to Mrs. Warren. Her eyes were wide and wet, mouth agape with disbelief.
"How did this happen? She was just with me. How did this happen? She was so close,"
she whispers to herself, tears now slipping down her face. I sigh and shrug a little. "We were stopped for a while," I say, looking up to a tree where the shocked-looking head of Emily sat. "I get bored," I sigh, picking at the drying blood on the back of my hand. Emily was annoying. Mrs. Warren looks up at me, almost with the same look as Emily had. "I just didn't think we'd be coming back this way. Otherwise, I would have hidden her better." Mrs. Warren stumbles back. "Run, Mrs. Warren. Make this fun."